Hi, welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham. I'm in Singapore. I'm at the Tribeca Future Facing Commodities Conference, and I'm talking to Troy Boisjoli of Atha Energy. Okay, Troy, I've managed to get through the intro okay, and now I'm going to find out all about your uranium projects in Canada. So you've got quite a substantial portfolio over there. Let's sort of go through. Give me a list of the projects and tell me which one's your favourite.
Yeah, so we've built up an exceptionally large portfolio of uranium assets in the basin, not only the Athabasca Basin, the Thelon Basin, and the Central Mineral Belt in Labrador. And that comes off of the basis of a three-way transaction that we're just finishing right now. The purchase of Latitude Uranium, which brings in the Angulac project, which has a resource of 43.3 million pounds at an average grade of 0.69%. So that would be our most mature asset. And then the other part of that three-way transaction was the acquisition of 92 Energy. And along with the acquisition of 92 Energy comes the Gemini project. And the Gemini project is a post-discovery project on the eastern edge of the Athabasca Basin. And that all lays over top of 7 million acres of exploration property across the Thelon Basin, the Athabasca Basin, and the Central Mineral Belt in Labrador.
All right, so it seems to me like your projects are pretty well spread across Canada, and it's a very good place to be mining uranium. It's a uranium-friendly jurisdiction, isn't it?
In Saskatchewan, we've mined uranium since the Second World War. Over 900 million pounds of uranium produced out of the Athabasca Basin. The world's largest, highest grade uranium mines globally exist in the Athabasca, along with some of the most attractive development stage projects, i.e. NextGen Energy, the Rook I project, and the Arrow deposit. So yeah, we're solidly located in the Athabasca Basin in Saskatchewan, as well as the Thelon Basin, and that's a lesser-known basin in northern Canada, but coincidentally, it was part of the Athabasca at one time. So geologically, these things were connected. The processes at play in the Athabasca Basin are fully at play in the Thelon. The only difference is the amount of exploration expenditure and activity over the last 40 years has significantly paled in comparison to the Athabasca.
All right, so the companies that you've taken over, for want of a better term, you've put them all together into the one company, so to speak. How does that sort of place Atha Energy as a company? Whereabouts do you sort of sit amongst uranium explorers, producers, diggers, whatever?
Yeah, it has us. That's a differentiator for Atha. Now, on a pro forma basis, with all of the companies coming together, indicative market cap of around 270, plus or minus on the trading on the day, 270 million in that range, backed up with a balance sheet that, on a pro forma basis at the time of the transaction, had about $60+ million in cash on the balance sheet. So both in terms of our capital markets acumen and the scale of the company, all plays into our strategy, and our strategy is having Atha represent a complete growth platform in the uranium space, given where we're at in this cycle in the uranium commodities structure.
All right, so what do we expect to hear from you guys in the next immediate future? Where are we going to hear from first?
Big plans for 2024 in terms of our growth strategy, investing in our asset base that we built up. About 40% of our exploration budget will go into Angulac. That's expanding that resource, making additional discoveries on that property that has a high metal endowment. About 30% of the budget will go into GMZ. That's the Gemini project that came in from 92 Energy. And then the remaining portion of the budget will go into our generative pipeline of exploration targets amongst the largest exploration portfolio in the uranium space.
All right, well, it sounds like we're going to be hearing a bit from Atha Energy over the next 6 months and the future beyond. So make sure you keep in touch. We'd like to bring the story to our viewers here at the Roadhouse.
Yeah, excellent. I would love the opportunity to come back and chat.
Anytime.
Thank you very much.